Shall we begin? Everyone. Good afternoon, all the viewers. I hope everyone is good at your homes. And on behalf of Paro University, myself Kapil Mehta, I welcome you all on board. We have our guest speaker, Mr. Ayush Agrawal, today to have some valuable words and to share his experiences as well as what he has observed and what are the applications of scientific tools in the real life that are that are taking place in hospitality industry. So I welcome Mr. Ayush Agrawal. So welcome, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi, Kapil. Thank you so much. I hope you and your family and everyone is safe and healthy.
Yes, sir. We are. We are. Thank you. So basically, technology is all about putting scientific knowledge into practical lives through some um tools that we have. And this has not, I mean, the technology has changed a lot for the humanity. In each and every economic sphere or economic activities, we'll see primary, be it secondary economic activities or tertiary economic activities. Everywhere the technology has been a very useful kind of a thing, or it's a panacea that has been useful just for improving the standards and for time saving kind of thing, and for in order to be perfect while doing the work. So this technology has been handy in hospitality industry or service sector also. In that regards, also we are going to have a talk with our guest speaker today. So I hand it over to you. The topic is emerging trends in technology in hotel industry.
Thank you, Kapil, first of all. And I would like to say thanks to the entire Parul University for giving us an opportunity to be a guest speaker today. I was a management trainee with one of the organization which names as IHR Hospitality, which owns Ananda in the Himalayas right now. I was a housekeeping management trainee, and post that I worked with the company for 4 years in different locations altogether. And then I joined Lemon Tree Hotels as an executive housekeeper, and I worked with 9 properties of Lemon Tree Hotels in 4 years. And then I moved for a small tenure with Oyo Rooms as a corporate housekeeper and head of audits. And from there, I moved to Ginger. And this is about myself. And I love cooking. I love writing. I love reading in my free time. And I have a little son and wife and my parents in my family. So this was all about myself. Uh, I'm
Nice to
going to
hear
start.
that, sir.
Thank you
I
so
think I
much.
was a bit unaware about it, but I also forget to tell all the students and the viewers that he's managing the hotel. Hotel's name is Ginger in Vadodara. It's one of the finest property which was established, I think, many years ago. Few years ago. That means 10 years ago, sir. I think
It's more than
it's
that.
not.
It's more than that.
Yeah. So that's what has been the experience of uh, mine being there because I have also been a guest there few years back. So I've seen the hospitality level there, and it's really nice to talk to you on this occasion because we are in a midst of some situation where people think that the learning would stop, but this just because of technology we are not stopped doing it.
Right.
So yeah. So please, sir, please go ahead, sir.
So I am now switching on to the presentation. There's a small presentation. I hope my mic is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. So as Kapil mentioned, today we are going to have a small session on emerging trends in technology in hotel industry. There are multiple trends which are floating around in the market currently, but there are certain which we might have adopted, and there are many which is there not only nationally but internationally as well. Before starting the trends in technology in the hotel industry, I would like to play a small video on what Ginger is all about. It's a part of a company owned by Tata under the name of Indian Hotels Company Limited, that is IHCL, which has hotels like Taj as well. So it's a small video, introductory video about us. So I hope you all like the video. This was all about IHCL and how Ginger stands with IHCL. To start the presentation, this is a famous saying or quote by Sean Gertry. The technology you use impress no one. The experience you create with it is everything. So technology can be created, but overall experience of a guest of any user is that is which is more important. So to live up this statement, we have another small video where in the time of pandemic, how Ginger hotels have used the technology for the betterment and the best fit for their guests is gonna be shown in the next slide. Just a second. Here we go. So these are the 5G which Ginger is following at the moment. So going ahead as I hope I'm audible. Kapil, can you just confirm once again?
Yes, yes, you are, sir. Very much.
Okay, thank you so much. So there are various departments in a hotel, and technology can be in any department which it relies. Maybe it can be front office, housekeeping, F&B, culinary, that means kitchen, repairs and maintenance. We call it engineering as well. Information technology, sales and revenue, marketing and communications, human resource, finance, L&D, and any other department. So there are multiple departments in a hotel, and there are sub departments too. And technology can be part of any of those respective departments. So what we have done that going ahead, we have divided the departments and we are going to speak about a little bit about the technology which has impacted these departments individually. So we have latest PMS. PMS is a property management system. Like there are companies which are using Opera, Fidelio. So these systems are getting more advanced and more technology driven, which can allow you to do multiple tasks by one go. And by just a touch of a finger, and you can do lot many things, and you can find out lot many information about the guest who has stayed in your hotel, and how they're gonna come and when they are gonna come, when they're gonna have their next stay, and how personalized their stay can be. These PMS systems are that much advanced that you will generate wow at every level. GPS enabled. So most of the systems which are coming now, they are just GPS enabled, whether it's your mobile phones or a tab or a system or a software. So that will help us to locate where the guest is. If a guest is landing at the airport, we can understand where the guest has reached from airport to the hotel. So accordingly, you can do the arrangements. You can do again a personalized service. You can make sure that you are standing at the main porch in advance to welcome him or her along with the required amenities. So GPS enabling is one of the technology which we are talking about. Voice control is a really emerging trend, which is not there in most of the hotels in the country right now. Though it's something which is the need of it's a trend of an hour. You can control starting from controlling to your electrical switches, to the curtains, to faucets in the washrooms. Everything can be controlled through these voices. So there are a lot many softwares which we have, like Alexa from Amazon. These kind of softwares are coming in the industry, and they are helping us to make the entire stay of the guest with the voice control. Till now, we do not have much in technology in regards to voice control in regards to F&B, but definitely, if you talk about rooms, there are multiple. Ultra modern locks. So locks has a very different history altogether, and till today, it has been developed just drastically. So earlier, starting from a lock and key of metal, now it is you can open a door lock or a room lock with just the help of your mobile phone. So there are multiple hotels which have started internationally as well, in India as well. They have started moving on towards keys through the mobile phone or three keys through OTPs, which will help us to be safe and secure, and will be again contactless and minimum touch. So this is the information about locks. Then coming to contactless payments, I think most of you people must be aware about it, and most of you must be using right now. There are a lot of portals, there are a lot of ways to do it. You have now Paytm and different other user ways to uh, do the payments. You have your credit cards and debit cards. You can use online payment methods. So where you do not have to carry cash. So the contactless payment is definitely a need of today, a need of an hour because of the increasing COVID impact. And it's a trend, of upcoming trend, which will reveal and which will stay back in the market throughout. Contactless processes, as you must have seen in the video as well, where we were talking about 5G promises, we have converted the entire Ginger Hotels into a contactless check-in and check-out process, where with the help of one software, we can send a guest registration card to the guest on their mobile phone or to their online emails, internet, and where they can fill the form and they can send it through there. They don't have to physically fill a form standing at the reception. There are technologies which can even give send you an electronic keys, that rather e-keys to your phones, and you do not have to take a manual key and go and do a check-in. Though at Ginger we are still working on the process, but in many hotels, internationally and nationally, they are using this technology. Robots assistants. So very interesting. Slowly and steadily, there are certain countries which have started utilizing robots assistants in terms of front office operations and housekeeping operations. For example, we have robots specially for luggage handling. They can pick up the luggage, they can deliver the luggage, and if you request anything particularly to them, they can bring that particular amenity to your room. Similarly, robots in housekeeping plays a very important role, and India also it has really the demand of robots are increasing day by day. Though it's not the similar human kind of report which you might expect. It can be a vacuum cleaner. You can just at the press of a button you can vacuum the entire room, and it will not look like a proper human shaped figured robot, but it works like a robot and it can clean your room in just minutes of time. So there are a lot of robots assistants which we can look, which is going to be there in the existing properties in the country, and they will be coming in the future as well. So this was all about room division, and there are a lot many other trends which are emerging slowly and steadily. If you have any question, you can park your questions, and we will answer the questions after the presentation gets over. Coming to F&B, food and beverage. F&B is completely becoming digitalized now. There are a lot many things which are in the market. We have brands like Zomato, Swiggy, Dine Out, and many others, which are playing master role in delivering food online and delivering at time of pandemic. They're delivering safe food at your home. So that is something which is happening. Then definitely there are e-menus which are working in. There are places and there are restaurants which have apps specially designed where you can just take a picture of a food which they're going to serve, and it will talk about the entire calories and nutritions about the food or product related to food. Health versus wealth, the emerging trend is people are becoming more healthier in comparison to what earlier were, and they are moving into a lot many healthy diet. Definitely, they have to be under the certain budgets, but with the kind of people or the kind of awareness we have among the people now, people are ready to pay a certain amounts if the quality of the food and the nutrition of the food is are there. For example, keto diet is very famous currently, and a lot of young buds and a lot of even adults have started adopting it, and it really impacts or assists you to be and to be have a healthy life ahead. So this was health versus wealth. Social media support. Definitely, there are a lot of social media platforms like WhatsApp, your Instagram, Facebook, and many others. Twitter. So all these places are being used to advertise or market your F&B resources, whether it's a menu, whether it's a food promotion, whether it's a any nutrition value of a food, or any special chef coming into your restaurant, if any special celebrity coming into a restaurant. So even a banquet celebration, anything and everything regarding F&B, you can see it on the social media right now. And the way you can promote more, the way you will have more followers to it, and that way it will be more happening. The trend of today is that the more the followers are in your department or your restaurant will become more famous without going out in the market physically. Artificial intelligence, definitely similar to what we spoke in room division of about robots. We have artificial intelligence in the F&B and culinary as well. There are robots which can cook. There are robots which in which the recipes are fed in advance, and they utilizes those recipes and then make the food. They can serve the food. They can do the clearances, but uh, though the services are very expensive, the technology is very expensive. It is still on trial basis in only few hotels internationally, but definitely it's an emerging trend in F&B. Upgraded tools and equipments. F&B and kitchen both are the places where a lot of tools and equipments are being utilized. Maybe it's a toaster to a ladle which is there to serve the food. All of them are becoming super trendy and technology driven. They are, if you're talking about a chefing dish, we earlier we used to have, place a fuel in underneath it to make the food warm. Now after that induction range came in. Now there's so many different technologies which are coming in digitally, which will help the your induction or your chefing dish to be warmed. There can be remote control inductions which are coming up. You can control the temperature. You can put alarms when it can raise to a certain temperature. You can even put timers. So there are a lot many things which are coming in regards to equipment and tools, and especially in kitchen and service. Uh, there are annual webinars and there are annual conferences and events which happen where the lot many company owners comes and pitch their tools and equipments. So we should keep on reading about it if you really want to know what all are there. So there's enough material on internet right now. Coming to a very important department of any hotel, that is sales and marketing. The internet effect is something which is globalizing right now, and everyone is part of it. So any player, if I, as a general person or a common person, I want to visit a hotel for a vacation. So first thing, what I do, I open a e-hotel or open a website like a TripAdvisor and see where the hotel ratings are. So and what kind of ratings they have. So it's very important that internet is making a lot of impact on guest choices, and even it somehow helps in making or declining the image of a hotel or a unit or a restaurant. Just imagine if you want to go for a dinner with your family or on a date, then you will definitely look for a restaurant which will have a high rating in terms of health and hygiene. You will look at the recipes, you will look at the menus, and then you will go and select that particular restaurant. If any restaurant has a rating which is lower than 4, you might not want to choose that. So this is how internet is affecting the sales and marketing of overall restaurant and hotel business. There are a lot of nearly every company is having their own chatbots now, where You can directly chat at any given moment of time. It's 24 into 7 services. Earlier, we used to make calls to different reservation channels, and people never used to answer the calls. So this chatbot set ease in the job for all the guests and sales team as well. You have to just type a message, and it's digitally impacted. So within a minute or two, you get an answer back. No, you don't have to wait for long queues over here on a telephone call. So chatbots are really affecting in sales and marketing. Virtual show around. This is something which we started doing it in time of pandemic from last 1 year. So when we have to show around a guest or a booker for a new booking. So earlier, what used to happen, we used to wait that the booker will come sometime to the hotel and we will show him around. We that my booker might not be available that particular time, or the guest might not be available. So what this pandemic has given us a lot of new things to learn as well. So this virtual show around is one of them. So we take an appointment in advance, we set up a meeting, and then we do virtual show around of the hotel by guest sitting at his own comfort in his own home or office. By this way, he comes to know the hotel facilities altogether, and it becomes a great market pitch for anyone to portray it around. Online meetings, similar to the virtual show rounds, we have started doing an online meeting with all our respective bookers and the guests. It helps us to save time of traveling. It helps us to be in a safer and secure environment for both the other parties and for our team members. And this helps us in recording the meetings if required. We can take the minutes of the meeting with the recordings if both the parties' consents are there. So there are a lot of benefits of these online meetings, which is globally being utilized now. Impactful web alerts. There are a lot of web alerts which keep on popping up with the windows. Sometimes we think they are not meaningful, but there are certain web alerts. If you see they are really meaningful, it will help you not only to crack good deals, it will can help you to understand a lot of new things. There will be a lot of new opportunities. There are a lot of new trainings, webinars, sessions, marketing options, shopping chains, which have coming up with a lot of new web alert as per your convenience and requirements. If you log into it, you'll understand what all packages or the qualities they are offering. So these packages really help you, because we do not generally go to a particular website until and unless we need them. But these web alerts or web pop-ups help us to understand that there's certain thing going on, and if we might would like to participate in it. It also helps us to make a work-life balance, because we come to know when the certain event is happening in a market, or a certain workshop is happening, and maybe on a weekend, that too virtually. So these kind of web alerts can help us to join and balance our day-to-day life. Guest Connect, very important. The virtually and digitally and through latest technology, the Guest Connect is becoming very easier for all of us. As I was talking about contactless check-in and check-out, we do have contactless feedback as well. As soon as a guest checks in, a welcome message to the guest, welcome message goes to the guest personal phone. And during the stay, also we are directly chat with the guest through a online social networking, or maybe through different technology which is there, where we can speak to the guest. We can ask if he is comfortable, if he needs something. Sometime if a phone is not able to call, he can just message. There are certain things he might directly not able to ask on the phone, he can check it on the WhatsApp. If you want to send a location, if you want to send some information regarding the city, some shopping arcades, some cinema halls, some nearby coffee shops. So all those data can be easily shared through technology. So Guest Connect has become way easier in comparison to what it was earlier. You can remember the birthdays and anniversaries. You do not have to maintain registers for that. It will automatically pop up. So Guest Connect individually has become very higher in comparison to what we were having it a decade back. So definitely technology has done its part. Now, coming to HR and training, human resource and training is a vital part of any company. So we and other competition in the market, and everyone is having their employee management system, that is EMS. So there are different EMS in the market. People are utilizing that. Now there's no need. The technology has gone so high. You don't have to maintain even attendance registers until and it is a statutory requirement. Otherwise, you can maintain your leave cards on your electronic media. Then you can maintain your overall profile of the guest, overall support requirement. If anyone want to, if anyone have an issue or a concern and he does cannot report it to anyone in the system, they can directly through online connects, they can inform it to the corporate human resource team or someone in the corporate office. So there are a lot many new technologies in regards to EMS has also come. You can even see what kind of performance his was, appraisals, job chats which were done in past. You can check it over here. Just with a touch of one button, you'll understand where he was in last quarter, or then or last year, how was his performance. If when your promotion comes in, so you can see how the person has performed and improved. So this is something which we can see in employee management system. Webinars, something like we are attending it right now. Being a part of Tata, we are privileged enough that we have some special webinars for all the Tata employees. That's a quite a learning experience for all of us. Similar fashion, HR and training for hotels. A lot of webinars are happening there. Places where people are not able to come to the hotel. Maybe they have different shifts. For example, a person who is doing night shift cannot attend a webinar which happened in the evening time. So that recording can be checked. His learning will not stop because he was doing a night shift. So this is definitely a technology which has helped us to be overall trained without missing any important lesson or training sessions. Online assessment and courses. A lot of hotel management hotels rather and hotel management colleges also have moved into online assessments and courses. At the hotel level also, we even at my level, even at my seniors level, we have to do certain online assessments and courses which help us to understand and learn a lot of new things and aspects. uh, There are definitely team connects, appreciations. If there are, we have different projects all together, like town halls, like monthly connects, annual connects, where we appreciate, acknowledge team efforts through social, through technology, through online sessions. Recently at Ginger, we did a 54 hotels tire town hall together, where there were approximately more than 5,000 people who became a part of it. So you can understand how big it is. Last was volunteering. Definitely volunteering. If you want to give something to society, you can do it through social media or through online technology as well. I've been involved in certain, along with certain agencies, where some certain NGOs, where we are giving online sessions to their children, to their kids. Uh, the people who are under poverty line or who cannot afford certain privilege in the society because of the certain limits, we are associated to them and we are doing some volunteering activities with them. So this was all about HR training. I will not take much time now. I think so. I'll give you a
No,
quick
sir, no, sir,
overview from
please.
others.
We have enough
Okay.
of it. It's
Okay.
going
Great.
to be, I mean, it's becoming a wonderful experience for me also,
Thank you so
not
much.
only for the
Thank you,
students.
Kapil.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Please,
Kapil.
sir,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
So coming to the others, which are the very important departments, but what I have done, I've clubbed it up together because otherwise it would have been a 2 to 3 hour session. So there are different accounting software for finance department, which help us to pitch in the information or insert the information which is required for accounting of a hotel. It can be the information which is pertaining to the hotel vendors. It can be pertaining to the guests. It can be pertaining to any kind of accounts which will require financial transactions. Their procurement, the store supplies, everything can be managed through one software under accounting. And there are a lot of new softwares are coming in where again you don't have to just sit on a table or a chair and you have to process the bins. It can be on a one touch. You can use it through your phones. You can use it through tabs, anywhere and everywhere. Digital payments we discussed already. Strong guest feedback trackers. Now there are a lot of companies in the market which give you an analysis on your feedbacks. Uh, One such company which Ginger is associated is with iTrust. So what we do over there that we get a month on a we can get on daily basis where we stand in the market. What are the statistics? What are the market trends? How many guests has given you a negative feedback? What are the areas of improvement where you have done exceptionally well? Any of your team members have been recognized? Means you ask for in terms of guest feedback, you ask for it and they will deliver to you. So there are many such companies in the market which can give you the guest feedback data. It is really helpful for understanding what we are doing good, so that we can reward and recognize the team members, and what we are not doing so good also, so that we can work on it. Instead of just crying on that, we can work and improvise it, so that the next guest to come and stay with us should not suffer the same concerns which other guests might have. So it is a very great tool to understand how guests feel for one organization. Then there are definitely advanced systems in all the fields and all the departments, as we have discussed. Technology driven RNM. RNM here stands for repair and maintenance. Now, whichever machinery which is there installed in the hotels must be at your organization as well. There, everything is technology driven. At the touch, at one touch again, or the touch of a remote, even if you are not there, you can work. You can control the technology. For example, right now I'm sitting in Ginger RCR in a Dubai Circle, and we have a control of my. I can see means what is happening in my other hotel just with one touch of hotel button on my phone or my laptop. So this is kind of technology is there, which is driving in RNM as well. Whether it's a machinery, it's a generator, air conditioning, electricity, lights, everything can be controlled with different technology. It's not necessary you have to put a uh, regular bulb now, or you have to go to a regular electricity. Now, solar plant is becoming so famous, and the cost of electricity is going down day by day because of overall hotel consumption, because the more you put solar plant, the more you generate electricity, and that too economically. So this is something which is really impacting the RNM part of the hotel, and the cost of RNMs are becoming very competitive rather, because a lot of nature is being the hotels are being designed in such a fashion that nature can be utilized in there. For example, hotels for RCR also, we have designed the hotel in such a fashion that we do not need any artificial means of lighting in the morning hours. The glasses are there all over at the lobby, so we do not need any artificial lighting. So similar things are happening in technology at many hotels to control the cost and to be more customer friendly. Finally, coming to safety and security, definitely there are a lot of technology which are there, which and there are a lot of money being spent on understanding the safety and security of hotels. At IHL, at Ginger, we believe in maintaining high security norms. So there will be cameras altogether all over. Then there are a lot of different type of cameras. The properties which Ginger have or IHL have, maybe at airports, they will have a different requirement of cameras. So those kind of cameras comes in. Then control rooms are there where you can sit and view all the cameras all together. So there should be no security issues. There will be if we have single lady guests, so there are a lot of technology which is being used for making her feel comfortable. Starting from allotment of a room till the time of the departure, the guests, as a team, we make sure that right kind of technology and thought processes involved to make the lady feel comfortable. So even when you talk about going in an elevator, walking to the stairs, sitting in the washroom, anywhere you go, safety and security is important. We think that only safety and security is there when we enter the hotel at the time of the main entrance, but it's not like that. The safety and security can be, uh, as I said, it can be when you're standing in the reception or the lobby, whether the ceiling of the hotel is safe or not. So there are a lot of technology is introducing in such particular respective departments, where you can make sure and you can show it to the guests and make the guests feel comfortable that you are in a safe zone. And lot many hotels have done lot many things to make the guests feel comfortable. We being one of them. So, to end up my presentation over here and move on to the question and answers, the futuristic approach for all the hoteliers and budding hoteliers should be change, adapt, and grow. Until unless you will not change, you will not adopt the change, you will never be able to grow. So it's very necessary that we adapt the change in terms of technology, in terms of clientele, in terms of business ethics, in terms of need, in terms of bonds uh, of an hour or of that particular time, so that we can be beneficial from all point of view, whether it's a stakeholders, all our stakeholders, a guest, staff, management, or anyone. So the as the picture says over here, change is the ticket to success. So I hope all of you will also be a part of this change and be successful in the coming future. So this was from my side in regards to emerging trends in technology. If you have any questions, we are open for you.
Right. Thank you so much for such a magnificent session, sir. It
Thank you
was
so much,
really,
Kapil.
I think it will be a valuable experience for the students who are watching this session online. And if they are not watching it online also, then Facebook page of Parul University is already there. Being
Right,
webinar, if there is some technical issue with them, they can watch it from there also. So, I mean, sir, the question that I've received, it's really funny, but it seems to be very interesting at the same time.
right.
These are the students. One of the student has asked a question about the difference between a machine and artificial intelligence kind of a concept. So, what does he mean to say? What I have understood
Mm-hmm.
is there any difference between a normal machine and the machine which has been, let's say, loaded up with artificial intelligence? What kind of difference it could be having? Because they also don't know that much of it. I think, yeah,
Okay, so the answer to that question is that see, artificial intelligence is also a kind of a machine.
yeah,
Machine is an umbrella, and artificial intelligence is a part of that umbrella. So there are different types of machines. So artificial intelligence is one which can do whatever without any human support in the future, right? They can the information or the data has been fed it as such where they do not require instructions at every place, right? But machinery is such which need to be manually handled. So you need to put programming, you need to manually, if not every time, but definitely at certain breaks, you have to go and restart it, and all those things need to be done. But the artificial intelligence, which are going to be coming in the future as well, they will be knowing aware that when they need to recharge themselves. So they will having a certain time, they will go, they will plug themselves, and they will keep going. So there, the artificial intelligence comes.
all right, so
I hope
thank
that
you. I
answers your
think yeah,
question.
I think that should be satisfactory to the one who has asked. And if you need some, this was a good example. If someone needs some other examples nowadays, there are so many air conditioners are coming, which
Right.
are switching themselves. So this is the. I mean, for the students, you can also have some discussion with the faculty members also on this point, because this is also it is an important and significant talk that has to happen on this
Mm-hmm.
artificial intelligence, because so many so many researches are being done on this, on the application of artificial intelligence in hotel industry. How can it be done in a justified way and all these things? And we
Mm-hmm.
also keep our students in loop with that, because whenever we want to go ahead with the researches, so many researches have been done by the faculty in cooperation with the students. So at the
Right.
same time, this also can be a scope where we can do the research and can bring out something which is not actually hidden, but which is not being experienced by the students. Fine. So the next question is something uh, that talks about, I think, the security of the guest data. Yeah. So this
Mm-hmm.
is something like the question which has been raised upon UIDAI, Aadhaar card.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
people want to say how hotel industries. I mean, of course, there would be measures to control the safety of it, but at the same time, are there any risks related with the maintenance of the guest data, private data, which are taken by hotels?
So there's no risk. See, everything starts from the bottom. If you it starts from the time when you recruit a person, right? If when recruitment plays a very important role over here at Ginger, when we recruit, there is a proper reference checks which we do. There's a companies and agencies involved in it, which go and do personal verification for a person who is gonna join at their own house, and then this is how you get connected, and then you hire someone. So this is the kind of trust when you inbuilt in the system when you hire the right person for the right job. So that is there one thing. So you can say the integrity issue will never be there. Thinking that someone will misuse it, that will not be there at all. Secondly, talking about the technology now, for securing the data, there are a lot many safety measures. There are a lot many softwares which have come after this COVID had hit. We have now started taking this PAN cards or Aadhaar cards, for example, digitally. So manual handling has completely reduced. So as soon as you can take it digitally, there are places that you cannot share it with anyone else. It will be only with the system. And there are proper guidelines which have been laid by the company if any misuse happens. So till date, we have not received any such complaints from the guest end. And definitely, as I said in initially answering this question, it really lot of things it matters upon whom you are hiring. So that time, if you do a proper ref check, I think that will really makes a difference.
Correct, sir. Correct. Sir, this again is going to be something which I think the student has thought of and then has put up. The question is about
Mhm.
any of the new program that you are working for, any of the new tools that you are working for applying like 3D printing, 3D printing in food production. I think. Are there any
Okay,
plans of
so
IHL in working?
we are using 3D printing in a bakery. So there's we do not right now we are not using bakery for 3D printing, though we had an option of 3D printing where you can take out 3D prints to make different confectionaries altogether, uh, which goes with the latest trends in the market. And these are edible 3D printing, which can be eaten as well. So yes, at Ginger, especially in Ginger, we have the RCR is the only property which is having a bakery in Ginger. So we are using at Ginger, and Taj definitely they must be using it. I cannot vouch for it though, but this is something which is very basic. I think most of the
Yeah.
hotels must be using this.
Yes. All right, sir. I think last question is from a student, but same question is from me also. And I hope
Okay.
you would be answering it, all of your experience and the genuine approach that you have had till now. The student wants to ask, since this technology has taken place and people are really serious about adopting these new trends and technologies, uh, what kind of manpower that you would be interested to recruit or select? Because in earlier era, in our times, in my era, it was 10 years before, that was not there was not that much flow of technology, specifically if you say room service. Nowadays the trolleys have been invented for doing the room service, or room service, or trolley service that is going to be done, or maybe luggage service that is going to be done, or some other things like receiving the guests and checking in. So nowadays, so many things, so many new things have happened, and since they feel that there is a loss of manpower, or kindly, or that there might be a change in approach of the HRs to recruit a kind of a guy who can who can work along with it, or who can really replace it, or might be able to manage it. So, what kind of approach you would be having in choosing the right people? Because as you can see, the jobs are done by machines. Now, these are much more smarter than they used to be earlier. So, how are you going to? Because these people are really worried about what kind of job they would get. So, any two three qualities that you would really search, or you would really look into for choosing a right candidate at the workplace?
Okay, very interesting question, Kapil. Though hospitality is all about human touch,
Yes, of course, and that's a
which
terrible
artificial
nice
intelligence can never
line that
do.
you have shared.
Right. So no matter how many robots comes in or artificial intelligence comes in, the recruitment of people will not be nonetheless lesser in comparison to what it is. We were when I started my career 13 years back, and now I'm working with uh, as a general manager of one of the hotel. So what I have seen that the truly speaking technology is really there, but actually it has not reduced the overall manpower. because the amount of technology comes in, the expectations of the customers also increases simultaneously. So when they are shelling out, if even a 1,000 rupees from their pocket, the expectations are way higher.
Yes.
So we to cater the services or the expectations of the guests, we need to have a human touch, and there will be no matter how much technology comes in, there will be, I don't think there will be no decline of requirement of the people. When you're talking about the qualities, definitely there are certain qualities which people always look in hoteliers are, first of all, you need to have a good smile, and you need to be confident on yourself, what you are going for. Uh, the communication really plays an important role. But with the changing scenarios, what we can feel right now, it plays an important role, but it is one not very, very important as well. You need to focus upon your communication, your especially English speaking skills. But simultaneously, you need to understand how confident and knowledgeable you are about your basics. So your basics have to be very clear. First, very important point. Secondly, effective communication need to be there. Thirdly, you should have a good personality. Good personality doesn't mean that you need to have a looks uh, of Mr. India or someone else, but it means how you carry yourself. You are confident. You are well groomed. I'll tell you certain examples. Recently, I interviewed few people, and sorry to say that today's generation sometimes they don't become very they do not believe very well in grooming.
Yeah.
So for example, when we were in college, we were told to you have to shave on daily basis. So these are certain things which, it's there is a requirement and there's a meaning behind it. If you shave on daily basis, the reason is that you will look neat and clean. And if you look neat and clean, the guest on the other side expect understand and expect that your hotel will be neat and clean. So
And sir, I think you're right. And to express my views on that, I think just because of these things, hotel industry also is not able to get the right manpower that they need. And is there a way, just because of which, because of this thing, really people want to opt for machines which can do lower level work, which is done by lower level people, like I mean the entry level people, because it's nowadays, I mean, though it is being a side or off track topic or off track discussion, and but since it has been, I'm asking you, sir, uh, just because of hotel industry is unable to find out the kind of manpower that they need, are they diverting themselves to have the inculcation of the machine in their daily work life to an extent or to certain level? Is there any kind of a thing just because of or any factor like
so
this?
uh, Kapil, at Ginger, we first of all we do not have anyone believing in lower level. I think everyone is a frontliner, no matter it's a housekeeping boy also or a person who is sitting at the back office and working on finance.
Yeah.
Everyone is working for the guest, and everyone in today's trend, they all are responsible for guest satisfaction. I have my finance manager who go and meet the guest, and I have my security team who go and meet the guest and they talk to the guest, and their names comes in. So these are see, when you're talking about frontliners, and when you're talking about their replacement in regards to with technology, there can be technology, but it will not replace them. Because
Totally
again,
replace.
yes. See, if they are internationally, there are a lot many videos. If you see, there are international hotels which are completely running on machineries, and there are hardly any humans. But when you're talking about Indian hospitality, we are talking about Atiti Devo Bhava, and then you are talking about technology being used. Yes, there will be till certain levels, but that warmth of the hospitality which people come from internationally to feel it in India will always be there with people only. So at least in our country, I think the requirement and need of hoteliers will never go less. Technology will play their own part, and the hoteliers or the human will play their own part. There's no replacement of it.
Yes, so this has been really wonderful sessions. I mean, the time is being, I think, up. That's why we had to put it off. Otherwise, we would go ahead also. And
No
just
issues,
because
sir.
of shortage of time, we'll have to call off the session. Otherwise, this discussion, the kind of presentation that you have given, sir, or these experiences that you are sharing, are really. Again, I'm going to tell it that students will be able to cherish the information or the kind of a joy of learning today that they have had, and I'm sure that they will be reaping some of the benefits that have been told by you regarding the technologies and trends, and the real aim of IHCL about being sustainably developing the kind of a thing. I mean, while having a justifiable use of machinery, this is a really nice approach, sir, that you have told that no matter how many machines are being used, they will be just used for improving the standards of the service, not for replacing the manpower which is working there. So that is a kind of a assurance that really people want from the giant stakeholders of hospitality industry, just like IHCL or Beroys or some other properties also. So this was a really nice gesture of yours, sir, to share your valuable time with us and uh, tying up with us for this beautiful session, sir. Ayush, sir,
Thank you so much.
have a great day, sir. On behalf of Parlour University, I would again extend great gratefulness to you. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, couple, for inviting me, and stay safe and stay healthy. Take care.
See you, sir. See you soon for more cooperation.
Definitely.
Fine,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank
You
you.
too.
So that's it for the day. We shall be there for next session also, and keep watching the webinars which happen on this page of View Webinar. Have a great day. Take care of yourself and your family member, and stay blessed.